They laughed at her in training, then the colonel whispered, "That's a black viper mark." They snickered the first time she walked into the training yard. Her boots were too clean, her shoulders too narrow. Her name, Cadet Lily Harper, sounded more like a florist than a soldier. They laughed as she struggled through the obstacle course, stumbling over walls, slipping on ropes. The nickname came quickly. Porcelain. As in delicate. As in breakable. Lily didn't say much back. She simply nodded, wiped the sweat from her brow, and came back every morning before sunrise. While the others still yawned into their coffee, she was already running laps. She never asked for help, never whined. But no matter how hard she tried, no matter how many extra hours she put in, the whispers followed her like shadows. She won't last a week. Dead weight. She's gonna cry the first time they fire a real round. But Lily had a reason, a fire burning quietly behind her soft blue eyes. Her brother, Nate, had served in the same unit years before. He had never come back. The letter said, "Training accident." That's all. She knew nothing else, no answers, just grief. So, she joined to understand. To get closer to his world. To prove to herself, and maybe to his memory, that she could walk where he walked. Weeks passed. One by one, others dropped out. Sprained ankles, bruised egos, self-doubt. But Lily stayed. She learned. Slowly, methodically. Her arms grew stronger, her aim steadier. But the others still didn't see it. Until that day. It was a blistering afternoon in the middle of week 8. Simulated combat drills. The kind where things felt a little too real, live terrain, low-flying choppers, smoke bombs, screaming instructors. The cadets were paired in groups of 4 and tasked with rescuing a wounded ally under fire. Lily's group rolled their eyes when she was assigned. "We're dead," one muttered. "Try not to trip over your own gun," said another. She nodded and said nothing. The drill began. The group advanced through thick brush and under simulated fire. Suddenly, an instructor's voice crackled over the speaker, "Unfriendly approaching at 9 o'clock." Smoke hissed from nearby canisters. Panic set in. Shots rang out. One of her teammates tripped and twisted his ankle. "Leave him," the others yelled. But Lily dropped to her knees. "Help me," she shouted, hoisting his arm over her shoulder. "What are you doing?" they barked. "It's just a drill." But she didn't care. To her, drills were everything. She thought of Nate. What if someone had left him behind? As they neared the extraction zone, Lily's group lagged behind. Others had already crossed the finish. Some laughed as she stumbled across the line, her teammates still clinging to her. Then, silence. Colonel Whitaker, a legend among the ranks, stepped forward. The entire yard stiffened. He walked right up to Lily, her clothes soaked with sweat and mud, and pointed to a faint mark on her shoulder patch. A thin, almost invisible black V-shaped thread. "Do you know what that is, cadet?" he asked, his voice a quiet rumble. Lily blinked, unsure. "That's a black viper mark," he said. Gasps echoed. Even the loudmouths were silent now. "That mark," he continued, "is only sewn, very rarely, onto uniforms meant for candidates hand-selected by the Viper Corps. The Elite Rescue Division. The ones we call when things go south and others run." "But I didn't," Lily stammered. He nodded. "It was your brother's. We only ever made a few. When your file came across my desk, I recognized the name. We thought we lost him to an accident, but truth is, he gave his life pulling 2 others out of a cave-in during a black ops drill in Colorado. No one else would go back for them." The colonel placed a hand gently on her shoulder. "You did the same today. Even when it wasn't real. That instinct, it's not trained. It's inherited. And it's rare. Lily's eyes welled. The weight of everything, her brother's sacrifice, the years of pain, the ridicule, collapsed into a single, silent tear. No one laughed anymore. From that day forward, things changed. Not overnight, but steadily. Her peers looked at her differently. Some apologized. Others asked to train with her. She didn't gloat. She just kept doing what she'd always done, show up early, leave late, give more than was asked. And months later, when graduation day came, it was Lily Harper who stood front and center, the black viper insignia now proudly embroidered on her chest, no longer faint, no longer hidden. She wasn't the fastest or the strongest. But she was the one who stayed when it was hard. The one who carried others when no one else would. The one who turned laughter into respect through nothing but quiet determination and the will to do right. As she walked off the stage, Colonel Whitaker leaned in once more. "You remind me of your brother," he whispered. She smiled. "I hope to make him proud." "You already have." That evening, as the sun dipped low and the sky turned amber, Lily visited the memorial wall. She placed her hand on Nate's name and whispered, "I finally understand." And somewhere deep inside, it felt like the wind wisp. In the end, it wasn't her strength that set her apart, it was her heart. And in a world that often values the loudest, the fastest, the boldest, sometimes it's the quiet, kind ones who change everything. Let them laugh. Then show them who you are.